I want you to guess right now how many times my man Logan's going to say in this video. Right now, comment it. We'll wait. Welcome back. Enjoy the video.
This is going so well.
Hey guys, it's Alex and Logan here from Top Guns out of Terre Haute, Indiana. And of course, we are bringing to you another estate sale 3-gun. Logan wants to pick out some hand-done stuff before he lists them online somewhere. All right. I don't know if I can say where they're listed at, but GB. I can say that, right? Can I say that? All right, cool. We're going to start off with 3 guns here, and you're going to watch this video. So, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to show you this collection. We were able to buy a huge collection, and we're going to bring some of these to you so you guys can see them. There are a lot, like I said earlier, unique items, including unique calibers, and of course, things we have no idea about. And that's the video where we tell you where we got the guns from. Not really, but we tell you how we got the guns. 3 guns, and the last one you're going to want to definitely 100% check out again. It's one I've never seen, never heard of. Logan had to do some research on this. Logan, what is the first one that we're looking at today?
It is a Remington 788 and 3030. Got a Monte Carlo style stock. It actually has a little bit of custom engraving work with some inlays in there. That's not a factory option. These were kind of made as a cheaper alternative to Remington 700 back in the day, maybe like mid-60s when they began production. But they actually turned out to be very accurate for the price, and definitely has a loyal following.
There's your counter down at the bottom. Go ahead.
There, it's chrome moly bar stock receiver, 9-lug bolt. It's actually all the lugs are on the back of it, which you can't see through here. And there's 3 rows of 3.
This one is chambered in 30-30, which is kind of rare for me, I think. I don't see a lot of bolt guns chambered in 30-30. It's more of a lever action. You're going to see something like this. It's made around the 60s-ish?
Roughly.
Okay,
67.
In the 60s. So this is going to be one of those that your grandpa had, more than likely. Maybe your great-grandpa. 3, 2, 1, there's Steve. Back to us. Okay, so this is one, again, going to be listed coming up very soon by Logan on the GB beep site. Ready for the next gun?
Yeah.
Here we go. Next one that we're going to look at is a, how you pronounce this? Is it Nika?
Nika?
Now, I know this one's kind of rare because it's more of I don't know why we do this, but we bring nothing but mainly the custom guns out because we don't see these around here very often, all right? So this is a brand that I know does a lot of custom work. Tell us a little bit about this one. What research did you find on it?
So the Nika, the receiver is the only part that's actually Nika. What they do is they kind of just took a Remington 700-ish action. It's kind of the idea behind it. Receiver, all your Cerakote and your stainless steel. Uses a Douglas air gauge stainless steel barrel.
A what?
Which I don't know what that means, Douglas air gauge. I guess it's some quality control process.
If you guys know what that is, down there, because again, you're helping us during this whole process, educating us on things that we have never seen before, which shouldn't surprise you that much knowing us. So they put custom barrel on it, custom action. This is a company, I can't remember where it was from. Where does it say it was from?
It's San Diego? Sturgis?
That's it. Yep, Sturgis. So Sturgis, South Dakota.
South Dakota, not San Diego. It's fine, it's close enough.
They named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
30-06. This is a cool one. Again, I think a lot of these are more like out westish guns that we get to see, but I'm telling you, one of the smoothest actions that I have felt. It is nutty. It is nutty how smooth this thing is. And now we're getting ready for the one, for sure, that we have never seen before. This, if you've heard of Sauer, right? So you have Sig Sauer, you have, I think it's JP Sauer and Sons. All right, same spelling on there. Came out of Germany, but nothing better than to mix the German pride of Sauer with the American brand of Colt. You would get this. And do I know the model? No, I don't really know the model. No. Maybe you found it. I don't think there's such thing as a model.
There really is no model. It's just kind of the sporting rifle as they labeled on the receiver. Short throw, 60-degree throw. Actually, probably smoother action than the Nika.
We had an argument about this, but this is super, super smooth. Now the bluing, actual bluing on this is beautiful. Inlay wood, and now you're telling me this is like 3 different types of
It is.
wood?
You got American walnut, and then you have they actually hand rubbed 6 coats of high gloss polyurethane on it. Rosewood forend, and then also on the butt cap, which you get a nice Colt logo on the end there.
So cold hammer forged barrel, all that good stuff that you were telling me earlier. Toggle action, what is this? A toggle action trigger mechanism with a 3.5-pound pull that can be adjusted. Now, when did they come out with something like this? 1970?
71 to 85, roughly the production year, very short-lived.
Really, that's kind
modern
of long.
standards.
But
Fair enough. Yeah.
that long of a
Limited
period,
production.
for that long of a period though, and we never had one come through the shop, and the whole time we've been open, I find that hard to believe. So I would say it's even rarer than that time period that we're talking about right now. 3-round capacity. Now, what is the caliber of this one? This one is
That's a 7mm rim mag.
7mm rim mag. Now, we logged in a couple earlier that were 7mm ultra
Short
rim,
magnum.
short mag, something. Breathe this one in a little bit, because I don't know if you're going to get a better example of a Colt Sauer sporting rifle than this one. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you put down in the bottom here somewhere maybe a cool caliber, or tell us a little bit about where we screwed up. I like knowing when I'm wrong, which again is a lot. Also, I don't know what the final count was on the ums. Maybe
I don't think there's any ups. Maybe 2.
we can do the over-under on the ums. I'm going to go over 12.
Over 12.
He had over 12 ums.
No way. Under 3. 3.5.
You had 3 in the first minute.